Hey Econ students, this is Jacob Clifford. Welcome to the Unit 1 multiple choice practice questions. Now the best way to make sure you're understanding something is to try practice questions to make sure you're getting it. Right now you've already filled out your ultimate review packet, you're all set to go, you understand all the concepts. Now let's make sure you actually get it, alright? Since this is our first quiz, let's go over how it's going to work. I'm going to give you one or two multiple choice questions, put it on the screen, your job is to answer them. Next to the question I'll have a timer that tells you how long before the question's over, and then I'll start going over the answers to each one of the questions. Now for each question I'm also going to put a learn more link. So if you don't understand that question or it doesn't make any sense, you need to learn more, then click on the link, go back and watch the video, then come back and answer that question. Good luck. Now keep in mind when you do multiple choice questions, it's important to know the right answer, but it's equally important to know the wrong answer and why it's wrong. So for each question, I'm going to go down the line, explain what's wrong, what's right. Okay, let's do it. The study of economics is primarily concerned with managing money and financial assets. No, clearly that's horribly wrong. Although some people assume that that's incorrect, right? So not that, not A. B, promoting economic equality and creating a just society. Those are good things, but that's not what economics is. Although you can use economics to do that stuff. Developing a free market, limiting the role of the government, also an important thing in a capitalist economy, but no. D, C is the wrong answer. Allocating scarce resources to meet society's wants. There's your right answer. The answer is D. And then enacting laws to protect the environment. No, you can use economics to do that, but that's not the main goal of economics. All right, for number 2, what's the difference between physical capital and human capital? Well, physical capital is stuff to produce other stuff, like machines and tools. Human capital is knowledge. So the right answer is right down there. It's E. E is the right answer. Physical capital are tangible resources used to produce goods and services, while human capital is intangible knowledge and skills. That's the right answer. But let's look at A. Physical capital is money. No, a lot of people, when they hear the word capital, because they think of finance, capital is money. Not in this class. From now on, you hear the word capital, it's machines and tools. All right, so nope. Physical capital is used in a modern production process. Human capital is no longer used. That's wrong. Physical capital can only be used in market economies. No, a command economy can definitely use machines and tools. So C is incorrect. Physical capital can be improved, cannot be improved. Wrong. Physical capital can be improved, right? Machines and factories and computers, they get better over time. So that's also incorrect. Right answer on number 2 is E. All right, for question number 3, the next best alternative given up when a decision is made is called not the trade-off. So trade-off is wrong. Trade-off are all the things given up when a choice is made. So not C, it's opportunity cost. It's the one best thing you gave up when a choice is made because there's no such thing as a free lunch. Scarce resource, wrong. Comparative advantage, no, we'll learn about that later. And indifference, alternative, I just made that up. That makes no sense at all. All right, number 4. The production possibilities curve or frontier shows the production of consumer goods leads to more economic growth in the long run. That's wrong and incorrect. That's not what the graph shows. The different combinations of two goods or services could be produced given a fixed number of resources. That's the right answer. So B is correct. The number of goods or services a country could produce to meet society's needs. No, that's not it. The reason why it says the number of goods and services a country should produce, the word should is wrong, right? It's not how much we should produce. The production possibilities curve doesn't tell us what we should make, it just says what we can make, right? It's the production possibilities. D, that resources are not scarce as long as they're used efficiently. That's horribly wrong. All resources are scarce. And that government involvement in the economy leads to inefficiency. That's wrong as well. All right, the right answer on number 4 is B. Okay, now we're going to get into the good stuff, charts and graphs. For this one, it says, for the production possibilities above, the opportunity cost of moving from combination D to combination C is. Now keep in mind, it depends if we go from C to D to C. It depends on the direction we go, right? So it's not the same. So from D to C, it says that we are gaining shoes. So that's not the opportunity cost. It has nothing to do with what you're gaining. So all these things that talk about shoes, those are all incorrect. So C's wrong and D's wrong as well. The opportunity cost is what we're losing. Well, when we go from D to C, we go from 3 hats down to only 2 hats. And so the right answer has to be A, 1 hat. 1 hat is what we give up when we go from combination D to combination C. So 2 hats wrong and 3 hats wrong as well. All right, for number 6, which of the following is true if the individual with the production possibilities curve above produces 20 shoes and 2 hats? Well, take a look at your chart here. 2 hats is right here. 20 shoes is less than 25. And so if there's 20 shoes being produced, 20 shoes, then that means that we're underproducing. We're not producing the amount that we could be producing. We're producing below our production possibilities. So they would maximize their sale and profit. That makes no sense. No, that's not it. Their scarce resources would not be used efficiently. That's it. They're not using all their resources because they're not on their production possibilities curve. They're at a point inside the curve. They would be producing beyond the production possibilities curve. No. They would be producing too many shoes. No. They need to buy more capital to be efficient. No. The right answer, no doubt about it, is they're inside their production possibilities curve. All right, for question number 7, a point outside the production possibilities frontier represents. All right, a point outside the curve means you cannot produce that amount. That's what that means. So the right answer here, no doubt about it, is guaranteed B, an unattainable combination, or a point that you cannot get to. Future output produced if they become more efficient. The reason why this one's wrong, and I know some people put A's, the reason why it's wrong is because you can't be more efficient than the line itself. You can't get beyond that efficiency. You're already using all your resources efficiently. To get outside the curve, to get future output, you have to have more machines and more capital, or you got to have better technology. So A is not right. C, an efficient use of resources. Note that's on the curve, that's not outside the curve, so that's wrong. Full employment of in the economy, no, that's wrong. An inefficient use of resources is a point inside the curve, so that's wrong. So the right answer is an unattainable combination outside the curve. Number 8, which of the following is true if the production possibilities curve for two goods is straight rather than bowed out? Now, if you've watched the video, you know this concept. It's really easy. Resources are not scarce. No, remember the production possibilities curve shows you all resources are scarce. Resources are not equally suited for the production of both goods. No, that's when the curve is bowed out, not when it's straight. Economic growth is occurring. No, that's when the curve is like shifting outward. Resources are being efficiently used in the economy. No, that's not it. That's just the curve itself. It has to be E. Resources are equally suited in the production of either good. So we said in the video, if you're producing bicycles and tricycles or pizzas and calzones, if two resources or if two products are easy to produce with the similar resources, you're going to get a straight line production possibilities curve. Remember the concept, I'll draw it down here. A production possibilities curve that's a straight line curve means resources are equally suited. If the curve is bowed out like this, bowed out, that means that resources are not equally suited. And this one right here has increasing opportunity cost. This one right here has constant opportunity cost. And luckily, that's the answer to question number 9. A bowed out production possibilities curve shows right here increasing opportunity cost because resources are not easily adaptable between the production of two products. So yep, right here, the right answer, no doubt about it, is A right there. Increasing opportunity cost because resources are easily adaptable. No, that's incorrect. Right, the second part is incorrect. Decreasing opportunity cost, now. Constant opportunity cost, no. We're talking about a bowed out curve. That most resources are being used efficiently. Nope. The right answer right there is A. Question 10. Which of the following will not result in an outward rightward shift in the production possibilities curve? Right, an improvement in the quality of a nation's human capital. So if people get smarter and they have more skills, yes, that shifts the curve, so A is incorrect. A decrease in unemployment. Well, that's your right answer. A decrease in unemployment doesn't shift the curve, it just moves from the point inside the curve to a point on the curve. So look down here. If the production possibilities curve looked like this, and bow it out, unemployment is a point inside the curve. If you decrease the amount of unemployment, that'll move from the curve outward to some point on the curve. That doesn't actually shift the curve. All right, C, an increase in the quantity of society's resources, so that'll shift the curve. That's the wrong answer. A technological breakthrough improves productivity. No, that'll shift the curve. A decrease in the working age. If workers now can be like 12 years old, that sucks and all, but that means we have more workers. That means we can produce more output. That means it would shift the curve. The right answer has to be B. Yes?
Look what I drawed.
What is it?
With my new marker.
What? You drew that by yourself? That was awesome. Good job. Here, let's go show the video. My daughter just drew this. Isn't this awesome? You know what this is. Don't act like you don't. You know exactly what that is. What is it?
Toothless.
It's toothless. Oh, that's awesome. I love you. All right, get out of here. Just joking. Come here. I love you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, now we get to actually look at the graph. We've got consumer goods and capital goods, and we've got 5 different points, A, B, C, and D. Which of the following statements is true? Combination E is attainable but undesirable. That attainable, no. And it's wrong. This whole thing's wrong. The combination E is not attainable. It's unattainable. It's a point outside the curve. Combination C is inefficient. No, combination C is efficient, so that is incorrect. So anywhere on the curve, even if it's all the way over here or all the way over here, point A and C are both efficient. Producing combination B will result in greater future growth than producing A. That is the right answer. Producing B means we're producing a certain number of consumer goods. Let's go ahead and dot that down. See if I can pull that off. That was ugly. Gosh, that was ugly. Okay, producing combination B gives you a certain number of capital goods, right? And that's machines, tools, and factories we're producing. Producing combination A gets you very few capital goods. So any country that produces more capital goods will have more long-run growth because capital is a resource. The more capital you produce, the more growth you'll have in the long run. So C was the right answer. D, the entire curve will shift outward if the economy becomes more efficient. No, we've covered that in previous questions. Being more efficient doesn't actually shift the curve. It's getting more resources and getting more capital and more tools and factories and better technology. E, an increase in the demand for consumer goods will shift the curve outward towards point E. That's a good guess. Some people go, oh yeah, if we want more consumer goods, the curve shifts outward. No, this is called the production possibilities curve, not the what can we want to produce curve. It's not about what we produce, it's what we can produce. So if we want more consumer goods, it'll just move along the curve towards point A. It won't actually shift the curve out. So if we want more of something, doesn't mean we can produce more of it. It just means we'll change the combination we're allocating towards that product. So E was wrong, there it is. All right, question 12. Which of the following best summarizes the main difference between command economies and free market economies? Production in free market economies is always efficient. No, definitely not true. There's definitely situations in a free market we're not producing the amount society wants. Command economies don't allow workers to specialize. No. Specialize happens in command economies. They have people who work in certain factories and produce different types of, vegetables. That specialization happens, no doubt about it. Free market economies promote private ownership of resources. There's your right answer. C is the right answer. Command economies promote the production of capital goods. They can. They don't necessarily do. I mean, they produce consumer goods. Although, some people, that's a pretty close answer, and a lot of people complain about command economies because they focus so much on capital goods, not enough consumer goods, but that's not the main thing of command economies. And E, workers and citizens in command economies are not self-interested. That's totally wrong. They're definitely self-interested. I mean, you go to work because you're self-interested, you earn money because you're self-interested, you get married because you're self-interested. These are all things that people do because they're self-interested, and it doesn't matter what kind of economic system you have. So C was the right answer to question 12. Okay, question 13. Which of the following is true regarding the circular flow model? All right, firms are suppliers in both the product market and the factor market. That's incorrect. Nope, that's not it. Firms are demanders in the resource market and suppliers in the product market. There's your right answer. Firms, they want resources. They demand resources, and then they produce products. Households are demanders in both. No. And then households are demanders in the resource market. No, households supply in the resource market. So that one's wrong. The private sector is made up of households, businesses, and the government. No, the private sector is just households and businesses and not the government. The government is something else that's called, remember, the public sector. So E is incorrect. That's the circular flow model. Question 13, B is the right answer. All right, that's it for Unit 1, practice questions number 1. There's also a second set of questions in this unit, and it's going to cover something called comparative advantage. It's way more difficult than what we did here. But this is a good starter to see how you're understanding the concepts. If you did some mistake, that's okay. Mistakes happen. Make sure you understand what you made a mistake on and go back and watch a video to make sure you're getting it, okay? Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment. Tell me what you think of this video. Tell me what you think of these multiple choice questions. Tell me what you think of this format, and give me some suggestions how I can improve and help you in the future, okay? Thank you so much for watching my videos, and hopefully you did well on this quiz. Till next time.